What's up, Dreamfasters? It is Danny Gallows, of course, who'd you think it was, and welcome back to another fresh movie review. So, continuing with our sci-fi and fantasy-themed movie reviews, let's talk about Jackass! So, this past weekend I was finally able to see Jackass Forever, and I was really looking forward to seeing this film. And I know I say that about a lot of the movies that I review on this channel, you know, because I am looking forward to seeing a lot of movies. I always have hope for movies, even though hope is slowly dying these days. But yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing this film because with Jackass, I have a pretty special connection to it. It means something to me. I have such fond memories of seeing the first Jackass movie in theaters with my friends. The first movie came out in 2002, I believe, so I was a sophomore in high school, and we were all really amped up to see this movie. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy that reacts to things when I go to see a movie in the movie theaters. You know, I'm not gasping at everything, I'm not laughing at everything. I kind of just sit there and quietly enjoy the movie, no matter how funny it is. But with Jackass, it's the only time that I can ever remember that I was sitting there in the movie theater with my friends, holding on to each other, rolling around in the aisle, spilling our popcorn, crying, laughing at what was going on. And the entire theater, you know, I live in Maine, and I've always lived in a small town, so our movie theaters, even when it's a brand new movie, they aren't that full. They're sparse. You know what I mean? But every single person in the movie theater was just laughing hysterically. And I mean, it was just such a great time, such great memories. And the reason that we were all so excited for this film is because of CKY. You know, I mean, CKY was a big part of our high school years. Of course, CKY is the predecessor to Jackass. There wouldn't be a Jackass without CKY. And CKY, of course, was created by Ben Margera and Ryan Dunn. And yeah, it was a staple of my high school years. And the reason that we loved it so much is because me and my friends did exactly what they did. I mean, we were part of that mayhem too. I used to have so many VHS tapes of me and my buddies doing stupid stunts. I mean, every family household has a video camera, and yes, I took that video camera all the time so me and my friends could film everything. I mean, I remember filming skits, I remember filming stupid stunts, and in the years before YouTube and social media, this was before YouTube was a thing, before social media was even a thing, we used to go out and we used to film things. We used to film skits, comedy skits, or action skits, or just random skits. I mean, you know, we would do all kinds of stupid stuff, you know, like lighting our crotch on fire with hairspray, or, you know, riding bikes off a cliff. We did all that stuff. So when Jackass became a thing, and they started putting the TV show and the movie out, we were like, you know, it was like watching ourselves. So when CKY finally ended and Jackass took over, you know, it was a natural transition, and we were all ready to laugh. And with all three movies, Jackass 1, 2, and 3, they've remained funny. I mean, seriously, with every film, it gets better somehow. It's one of those rare movie franchises that just gets better with each film. So needless to say, my expectations for Jackass Forever were very high. I was holding it to very high standards, because growing up with these films and knowing what they're all about, or at least what they're supposed to be about, I was going to watch this film with very keen eyes, and I was expecting a lot out of it. And I'm very happy to say, it delivered. The boys still got it, man. And you know, I was honestly really scared, because, you know, honestly, when it comes to reboots, or the 4th or 5th or 6th installment or something, it usually starts to get very old and tired. But, you know, with Jeff Tremaine remaining in the director's seat, helming this once again, he knows how to get this movie done, and he really delivered for this film. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. And what makes this film so good is that, you know, all of the stunts are still surprisingly fresh. You know, they do a lot of new takes on old stunts, and then they do brand new skits and stunts that are surprisingly just as funny, and that's really cool to see. And, you know, one of the most humorous aspects of the film is that all these guys are getting old now. I mean, Knoxville is almost 50, right? And Knoxville has famously said, you know, the older you get, the funnier it is. And then Steve-O, of course, backed that up by saying, you know, as long as you're not past 50, we're good. And Johnny Knoxville is only 49, so we're fine. You know, but it's so true. it adds so much humor to the film. It's just a bunch of middle-aged guys kicking each other in the nuts and doing all this stupid crap, and there's something that's oddly charming about that. That's what makes the film so great. I mean, it's really awesome, and I'm very happy to say it is still laugh out loud funny. Lamau! Another awesome aspect of this film is the camaraderie that all the guys have. You know, they've all mentioned many times before that this is basically like a big family reunion. It's a big family gathering. They're all back together to do what they love to do. As strange as it is, yes, they all love to do this stuff. And you know, that companionship is on full display. These guys are brothers. You can see how much they love each other and how much they love making these kind of films. And it's so great to see, you know, because that companionship is what gives you so much connection to these characters. It's what triggers all that nostalgia. The stunts in this film are bigger, they are better, they are wilder, and what's so great about that is that the production value is so high. You know, this isn't just random YouTubers uploading random videos of random stunts doing random things. The production value is very high, it's very structured, right? It's a seriously made film. And what's so cool about that is that Jackass is such a ridiculous concept, but it's cool to see the entire production team taking something that's so ridiculous so seriously. However, with all that said though, there is one thing about this film that I didn't really like, and that was a lot of the new cast members. All throughout this movie, they're kind of sprinkling in new people, they're kind of introducing new cast members. And I guess they're doing that to kind of like, or I get the feeling that I get from it anyway, is that they're trying to kind of like turn Jackass over to a new crew. And that's what I didn't really like about this film, is that, you know, if this is the last Jackass, that's fine. Leave it alone. Let the franchise kind of just go peacefully into the night. You don't need to turn it over to a new cast. If the new cast wants to make their own show, go for it. Make your own show, but don't turn things over to them, because the new cast in this movie is the one thing that really kind of drags the film down, because, you know, a lot of the new cast members aren't very funny. A lot of the skits and stunts that they were involved with felt very forced and overcooked at times. So, you know, just leave Jackass alone. Let them go out and make their own TV show, but let's not make this about turning it over to the new crew members, because the new crew members are not this, it's not the same. They can't pull off the same kind of feeling that all the boys from Jackass can. It's just not going to be right if we suddenly just transition into this new cast. And of course, I can't end this review without talking about the massive 800-pound gorilla in the room, the absence of Ben Margera. And I know, you know, he screwed himself over for this film big time. He made a lot of poor decisions that, you know, he wound up cut from the film, basically. They had to, you know, push back the release date. They had to cut all the scenes from the film because he's acting up again. I mean, we don't need to go into detail. Most of us know the tragedy of Ben Margera. But it's really, really sad to me. You know, I don't care about all that stuff. I will always defend Bam Margera. I love Bam. I mean, I own every single season of Viva La Bam on DVD. And I watch these DVDs many times a year, revisiting a lot of my favorite episodes. It's some of the best TV ever made, some of the funniest, most creative TV programming ever made. And I miss those years. I miss those years of Bam Margera. So the main problem that this movie has with the absence of Bam is that you're creating a very, very weird atmosphere, right? Look, there wouldn't be Jackass without CKY. And at the core of CKY is Bam Margera, Ryan Dunn, Brandon DiCamillo, Rab himself, Raekwon, Artweb 1986 if you want to go really deep cuts, right? And at the core of that core is Bam Margera and Ryan Dunn. They were the very first ones to go out there and actually start to shoot these videos. We wouldn't have Jackass without Bam. So the fact that this is a family reunion is a little odd without Bam there. And that's the thing that kept rubbing me the wrong way all through this movie, is I always had that on my mind. You know, it's like having a Guns N' Roses reunion, right? But Slash isn't there. doesn't really work. You can't have a Guns N' Roses reunion without Slash. You can't have a Jackass reunion without Bam. You're missing a core member, the guy who was responsible for the entire franchise, basically. So I just wanted to end the video just by saying that little piece that, you know, I always love Bam. I always defend Bam. I really hope that he gets some help finally and he gets himself straightened out, because I miss him so much. And I still think, with as much crap as he's been through, I mean, obviously he was involved in Jackass Forever, so he's still got it in him to do this stuff, to be creative and make videos. I wish with all my heart that he would go back to that. Maybe filmmaking is what he needs to get himself out of this dark place that he's found himself in. And I really hope he gets some help and he gets himself straightened out again, because, I mean, you know, he was one of the most creative comedic minds when it came to that genre of filmmaking, and I would love to see him back again. You know, love the dude. So now comes the time where I gotta grade this movie. So what am I going to give Jackass Forever, the latest Jackass film? Well, we're gonna go with a brown belt. Brown. Get it, guys, right? It's good, right, because of poop? Yeah, I mean, it's super fun, super funny, super entertaining. There's just a few minor issues in there, mostly stemming from the new cast and some of the new stunts that kind of drag the movie down. It's not the best Jackass movie, but it does stand with the rest of them. It is as funny as the rest of them. But yeah, guys, I highly recommend that you guys support this film, and if they do somehow continue to do this in the future, I hope that you all will join me in continuing to support this amazing franchise, because, I mean, you know, I haven't laughed that hard in a long while. I definitely need that. The world needs that. And we need to thank Jackass. Alright, my friends, well, that's enough blathering from yours truly for right now. Now comes the best part of the video, where I turn it over to all of you. Have you guys got a chance to see Jackass Forever yet? And if so, what was your favorite part of the movie? Who's your favorite character? Your favorite moments? Leave it all down below in the great white void. And as always, until next we meet, take care, and I'll see you guys back here for the next movie review very soon. But before I go, this is for you, Ryan. Just kidding. I didn't really do it. I'm not an idiot.